We've waited through the winter, through the soccerless Saturday nights and the Beckham saga, and finally, the time has come.
Get out your lucky scarves.
And find your lucky underwear.
And put some paint on your face.
Strike up the marching band because the off-season is now officially over. Welcome to Extra Time, everybody. I'm your host, Greg Lawless, alongside Shep Messing, as always. The season kicks off on Thursday night in Seattle. A little bit later this week, we're going to preview all the games of Week 1, and we'll talk to Seattle head coach Ziggy Schmidt. Today, though, we're going to sift through the news and notes around the league. Shep, let's begin by taking a look at Seattle striker Fredy Montero. He had some paperwork troubles, had to go back to Colombia to settle those, but he's now back in Seattle, ready for the game. He's available. Tell us a little about this player. I know you like him a lot.
Yeah, I really do, Greg, because for me, as a player who is a catalyst in the attack, he's got great skill on the ball. He can beat you on the dribble. He's got great vision. He can score goals himself. He reminds me almost like a young Jaime Moreno.
A little smaller, but...
A little smaller, has the legs.
Yeah.
I think he's a dynamic player.
Well, his compatriot, John Kennedy Hurtado, is also with Seattle now. He had a trial with AC Milan, but now he's with the Sounders, and he's shoring up the defense.
Well, I don't know if shoring up the defense is the right word.
Okay.
I still think they have work to do, but Hurtado is supposed to be a very good player. The question is, will they work as a unit, that back line? Have Casey Keller in goal, so that's a good backstop.
You know, questions of experience and talent in that back line, but Hurtado does have some great speed and supposedly a very good man-to-man marker. Another Colombian joining MLS with some news this week, David Ferreira of FC Dallas. He also has had some paperwork problems that should be resolved by the weekend. Now, Ferreira is a tiny creative midfielder. He's like 5'4", 5'5", but supposedly he's legit.
I don't know about this one. Absolutely, he is supposed to be a quality player, but for me, are you duplicating roles? Where will Guarda play? Because I think they play similar position. Guarda, not the biggest player in the world, but a little bit.
But they needed some experience in that midfield, didn't they? They needed someone in creatively. I mean, Ferreira, 29, he's got 200 games at the top level in Colombia. Guarda's still a young kid.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I still think they're competing for the same spot. I don't think you could play them both.
Don't get me wrong, I like Guarda. I'm just curious as to see how it's going to work out.
Yeah, I like Guarda.
Ferreira also is part of this influx of Colombians this year. They're now sort of Colombians all over. Why do you think this is happening?
Yeah, I think it starts with Juan Pablo Angel. And anytime a big player from a country comes to Major League Soccer and is a huge success, everybody in Colombia takes notice. And there's been a history of good players.
So you think it's more that those guys coming up here as opposed to MLS looking at Colombia?
I really do. I think the Angel success has resonated all over with Colombian players. And they're saying, look, if this is a league where Juan Pablo Angel loves it and is doing well, maybe I want to be there.
And Toja, of course, making the leap from South America to Europe through Dallas. That also probably plays a little role in there. Now, there are no Colombians on Houston's roster, and this weekend there will be no Sierra Leoneans in the opener against Columbus. Striker Kei Kamara was suspended this week for 2 games for his behavior following a preseason game a couple of weeks ago. I guess he threatened a referee after the match.
Greg, you and I are not shy about being critical of the referees when warranted. This one the other way. Absolutely stupidity for a player to do that and get suspended. No room for that in the game.
Yeah, not what Houston needed, especially up top. Kei Kamara is a big part of it. Another big part of LA's team, of course, is Landon Donovan, who made his return to the Galaxy in the draw with Chicago in Phoenix. He looked good. He looked fit. It's a huge lift for Los Angeles.
Yeah, I talked about it with you earlier on these shows. Landon Donovan, his experience at Bayern Munich, even though it didn't work out, I think will make him a better player. Yeah. He showed it the other night.
Yeah, it should. Of course, the player of the match arguably was Marco Papa from Chicago. The Costa Rican looked bright and lively all night long. On an important note, the wife of longtime MLS midfielder Andy Williams, her name is Marcia, and she's right now battling a rare form of bone marrow cancer, and she needs your help. In fact, she needs everyone's help right now. At this point, MLS, its fans, us, the players, everyone is a family as we're trying to help. You can help by having yourself checked to see if your bone marrow might match. Anybody might be a match, but the likelihood of a match actually increases if you are Caribbean American. One way to do this is to go to soccerunitesutah.com and you can find out where you can register your marrow. It's easy to do. You just get a little cotton swab, you sign some papers. I did it a couple of weeks ago and I really encourage everyone else to do it. We can help Marcia if everyone gets out there.